North West has become the main character of celebrity culture, and honestly, that's kind of the problem. Okay, before the internet completely loses its mind, no, I don't mean North West herself needs to be stopped. She's a kid. What needs to be stopped is the machine around her, because somehow every few months, North West ends up at the center of another headline, another controversy, another viral moment, and every single time people act surprised that the public has opinions. So let's start with the Lion King controversy. So in 2024, North West performed as Simba during Disney's 30th anniversary Lion King concert at the Hollywood Bowl, and almost immediately social media exploded with accusations of nepotism. Now, critics argue that there were countless talented young performers who had spent years training for a role like that, while North got the opportunity because, well, she's the daughter of Kim Kardashian and Kanye West. Now, was it fair to attack a 10-year-old at the time? Of course not. But was it fair, for people to question how she landed such a major role? That's a completely different conversation. And honestly, that's where this entire North West discussion lives. Nobody is really mad at North. People are frustrated with a celebrity culture that constantly hands opportunities to famous kids while pretending family connections had absolutely nothing to do with it. Then there's social media, where North has practically become famous for calling out her own mother. One of her most viral moments came when she accused Kim Kardashian of using a different voice on social media than she does in real life. The reason people loved it so much is because North basically said what half the internet was already thinking or wondering. It was funny, it was unexpected, and it showed that she has incredible comedic timing. The problem is that every funny moment instantly becomes content. Every joke, every opinion, every reaction gets turned into millions of views, millions of comments, and millions of strangers discussing a child they've just never met. At some point, you have to ask whether any kid should be growing up under that kind of microscope. Then there are the moments that make people genuinely uncomfortable. So in 2023, Kim Kardashian ended up deleting a TikTok video after viewers pointed out that North had been lip syncing lyrics many people felt were inappropriate for a child her age. Kim later admitted she removed the video after realizing what the lyrics were. Once again, the pattern repeated itself. North does something, the internet reacts, adults scramble to explain it, everybody argues for a week, and then the cycle starts all over again. More recently, discussions about North's public image, fashion choices, and increasing involvement in entertainment have sparked even more debates. Kim Kardashian has found herself repeatedly defending her daughter's style after online criticism, and there have been several moments where she later admitted she understood why people had concerns. And honestly, this is where I start feeling kind of bad for North, right? Imagine being 12 years old and having your outfits analyzed by millions of adults. When I was 12, my biggest concern was whether my crush knew I existed or not. North West is being treated like a celebrity, a fashion icon, an entertainer, a social media personality, and a public figure, all before she's old enough to drive a car. The spotlight also doesn't seem to be getting smaller. As North becomes more involved in music and entertainment, the attention surrounding her only continues to grow. The internet seems completely divided on what to make of her. Some people think she's spoiled, some think she's hilarious, and some think she's genuinely talented. While others, they think she's being pushed into fame much too early, which I kind of agree. What's interesting though is that conversations about North rarely stay focused on North herself. They almost always become debates about, the adults around her, the decisions being made for her, and the celebrity culture that's helping shape her childhood in front of millions of people. So yeah, when I say North West needs to be stopped, what I'm saying is she just needs help, I think. I mean, I'm not talking about North the child, I'm kind of talking about North West the brand, North West the content machine, North West the endless source of headlines, because every time she trends, we're reminded of something that feels a little uncomfortable. Modern celebrity culture doesn't seem capable of letting celebrity kids just be kids. Instead, they've kind of turned into characters in a reality show that never really ends. And honestly, the funniest part of all this might be that North often seems like the most self-aware person in the room, which, if we're being honest, is probably the biggest plot twist in this entire story. All right, well, I've done enough damage for one day. Make sure to like and comment. Thanks so much for watching. I'm your host, Ashley. I'll see you later.